everyone. Welcome to another round of the Start Azure Dreams tournament. My name is Chai. Today with me on the commentary is Wuga. You there, Wuga?
I'm here.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Glad to be here in the virtual commentary booth with you.
Oh, I'm so excited to do it with you. We're gonna talk about you, Wuga, a little bit later on, but for now we have to mention a little bit about today's match. Wuga is about to count down our runners, so they will be running soonish once the stream catches up. But this is the last round of the Start tournament group phase between Troy and Chimera. Both of the runners have done actually really well in this tournament. Currently, Troy is placed second with 3 wins and only 1 loss. And Chimera is placed third with 2 wins and 2 losses. So actually that match will decide who's gonna take the second spot. Definitely hype match. And both Troy and Chimera already showed amazing skill in this tournament. They both were able to complete the game in really great times. So I'm sure that none of them will give the other easy time to, get the easy win. And our runners are already running. We can see Troy starting. That's beginning of this hype match.
Let's go.
Yeah, but maybe Wuga, as you are the world record holder for this game in many categories, who is it better than you to tell us what is Azure Dream and what is the goal of this game?
Azure Dreams. We have a mystery dungeon or a roguelike game. And for the purposes of the tournament, we'll only be looking at the tower element, which is a procedurally generated 40-floor tower. We have a best of 3 match, 1 hour time limit per round, and whoever gets to 40 first will take the match. And in the case of neither of them getting that far, whoever gets higher wins. And that's just about it. I'm sure we'll talk more about the details as the match goes on.
Oh yeah, this game has so many different quirks, so many weird things that it really would be hard to give you a rundown on what kind of strategies, what kind of situations can be used, etc., etc. So yeah, definitely we'll be talking about them whenever the chance pops up. But right now the runners are on early floors, and what our runners probably are going to do is gather resources. What kind of resources would they be hoping to find, Wuga?
Primarily, I think spell balls. Of course, a Scarlet Wand, which would give them quite a hefty character with Kuhn's mixture magic over here. Shields. Oleams, bells, there's a whole bunch of items that you can get. Some of them more useful than others. But we're probably going to see both of them just explore the first 5 floors pretty thoroughly to look for those important items, as the early floors are relatively safe compared to the later floors.
Oh yeah, definitely. Later floors are so hard that most probably many times you can die from a single hit from a monsters, depending on how under-leveled you are, because I don't think it's a question whether you will be under-leveled. In a speedrunning session, you're always under-leveled. But yeah, 2 hits is probably the most that most of the runners can take. 1 hit is sometimes a possibility as well. Right now, Troy actually hit one of the most annoying traps in the game, a slow trap, that makes you have 1 turn for 2 turns of the monsters. And with Troy being still fairly low level, that can end up really bad very quickly. Probably Troy wouldn't die here, but losing a familiar is a possibility, and losing a familiar this early on definitely is not something that they want. Even though the usual strategy for any percent is to actually go without familiar, that strategy is I would say much more flaky than going with a familiar. even though, of course, you can get much better times, the success rate for that is not as high as going with a familiar.
No, definitely, I can attest to that.
How many games did you do, Uga? You have a counter, right? Or do you have a timer for it?
Oh boy, do I want to say this out loud? It's in the I think closing in on 600 runs of 5 days or so of playing any percent only. So yeah. Also, I did notice we picked up an ice shield on Troy's side.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a nice pickup early on. It was found on floor 3 or was it on floor 2? I think it was floor 2. It's just that Chimera, if I recall right, he did hit a go-up trap, so he was not able to. She was not able to fully explore floor 2. And on early floors, a go-up trap is actually something that our runners usually don't want to see.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, it tosses you up to the next floor if it triggers, and as such, you'll be missing out on all those good items that could be there. And it looks like that ice shield, it might pay dividends, especially since it's not cursed. Do you want to tell us about curses, or is it too early for that?
Oh, it's never too early for curses, because usually, you know, that's how like usually around these floors, this is when we, you know, put on equipment. Later on, we don't really care about equipment anymore, at least not so much. You get what you get. It's very rare that you find something new on higher floors that you're gonna equip, right?
Unless it's a leather shield.
Yeah, that is a no-brainer. So yeah, Ice Shield is one of the like better elemental shields in the game, just because of the fact that most of the really scary monsters are fire, and this game has an elemental triangle. Fire beats wind, winds beat water, water beats fire. Ko on his own has no element in natural state, but wearing a shield makes him having an element of that given shield. So if everything, like most of the things that are scary are fire, and you're wearing ice shield, of course you will just take less damage from it.
Oh, it looks like the ice shield was actually on floor 3 because Chimera has it now as well.
Okay, that's great. Even though like ice shield is not something that most of the runners would want to run with till the end of the game, because again, when you are so high in the tower, usually you can die anyways from 2 hits or something. So taking a hit is not preferable. The damage reduction from having a shield is actually not that large. That's why Wuga mentioned something called Leather Shield. Leather Shield gives us some hidden trait of having higher dodge chance. And with monsters like being able to kill you in a 1 or 2 hits, of course, dodging the attack is much greater bonus than just reducing the damage by few hit points.
Yeah. The ice shield is still relatively good for against fire monsters on the higher floors, though. Yeah, I fully agree with both of them equipping it right off the bat. That's definitely what I would do as well.
Yeah, definitely. Early on, you do care about this damage reduction. It's actually quite significant, especially that Ice Shield, it's not just strong against fire monsters, but it also has 5 defense, which is much better than your initial Wood Shield with only 1 defense. And early on, every hit point matters.
Yeah, Wood Shield is kind of beyond useless, which is why in any percent commander runs, we generally just throw it at the first monster we see. Just get rid of it immediately.
Revan mentions in the chat that, like, funny that neither runner is wearing a shield at all.
Oh, you memester.
Yeah, Revan likes to be a troll here and there. By the way, for those that don't know, Revan is the organizer of this tournament. There will be still time for thanking you, Revan, for organizing everything. I know that there was plenty of work, so we're not gonna say anything yet. just have fun times with your memes and trollings.
Troy's in a bit of a spot, or rather, not anymore maybe, but he had a lot of monsters to deal with on this in this room.
Oh yeah, definitely. Floor 5, like you mentioned, our runners usually explore floors 1 to 5 because they are relatively safe. But floor 5 is actually where things already can get a little bit dicey. Usually you can handle the situation because there are not as many scary water monsters as there will be, for example, on floor 6. But yeah, you cannot have always like easy time. Sometimes you do have to use the knowledge to your fullest before you're able to deal with situations like the one that Troy was in.
Chimera took a different path on the floor and actually found a flame ball, which, well, never mind. Troy just picked it up as well.
Yeah.
So no strike against him there.
That is one of the things that Go Up Trap could mess up with. Flame Ball is huge. This is like all the spell balls. Well, not all. Most of the spell balls is what our runners want to find, because that will be one thing that many times can be used multiple times. That will allow our runners to either avoid the fights in the higher floors or fight them safely.
Oh, and as Deme mentioned in the chat, we are going full water here. We have an ice shield, we have a stream wand.
Yes.
Not a bad start.
Both of our runners equipped it. Actually, I saw that Chimera equipped a stream shield immediately. She found it. Troy waited a bit. That's not a bad thing, because even though stream wand is amazing, basically all of the ones are really good because they give you additional bonus to the mixture magic that our runners are using for fighting. There is yet another bonus to that mixture magic when the element of the wand matches the element of your mixture magic. And in this case, Puny is fire, so what you want to find is some kind of fire wand. In that case, it would be Scarlet wand. That's why I think Troy maybe hesitated a bit and didn't equip it immediately, because like you mentioned earlier, equipment can be cursed. And once cursed, you're stuck with it until you find a decurse scroll. So sometimes our runners don't really immediately commit to a certain equipment. They prefer to wait a bit until they maybe find something better, or until they really need it.
We've seen a plethora of Scarlet Wands in this tournament, I feel, so I'm happy that we didn't get one right off the bat.
Oh
no!
I think that's a huge problem for Troy. That is one thing that knowledge many times cannot fully help you, because Troy just hit something called Warp Trap that made him separate from his familiar. And his familiar on his own is unfortunately not strong enough to fight properly in this floor. Luckily for Troy, he finds an elevator that makes him reunite with his familiar, going to floor 8. Troy's climb continues without bigger problems.
Chimera actually taking a bit of a lead there, entering this floor.
Chimera was first on floor 8. I think Chimera knows the caliber, what kind of runner Troy is, the caliber of a runner here. So Chimera knows that she needs to be a little bit faster if she wants to play evenly against Troy.
Oh, but she's in a bit of a pickle now.
Oh, yeah, pincered by 2 U-boats. There is elevator. Oh, that's a misstep. Luckily, Puny survives that. And yeah, there is an elevator, so most probably for Chimera. Yes, there you go. Floor 9 for Chimera. Puny still alive. Troy is a little bit of a dancer here. That's what we like to call U-boat dancing. I know, Uga, that you taught him everything you know about dancing, so he's quite good at it.
He actually likes to call it like the U-boat salsa, whereas I call it a waltz. So I'm not sure if I taught him properly.
But this situation was actually interrupted by Mano Eva, so the dance couldn't continue. You have to now fight. With a stream wand, it should be doable. Yes, there you go. And that's where actually this ice shield will come into place. Thanks to the ice shield, Mano Eva deals only 4 to 5 damage. That allows Troy, to fight both of these monsters. Yeah, we can see that actually in honor of you, I presume, Troy named his familiar Wooga.
Yeah, Troy's actually my pupil in the tournament, so I am unapologetically on his side, but I'll try not to get too excited if he gets ahead.
Both of our runners found an egg on floor 8, and Chimera is right now hatching the egg. Can you tell us, Wooga, what we could get from the egg?
Floor, was that floor? Well, it doesn't really matter. On this floor set, what we're really looking for would be a U-boat, because of their scout ability, which gives you star glasses basically for the cost of. I don't actually remember how much it takes. It's a lot, but it is
16, right?
Something like that. Yeah, it's very powerful monster. I feel like, well, in this tournament we've seen some uses of it, which makes me happy. It is the unsung hero of many and any percent run. Everybody's raving about Garuda, but U-boat is actually really good as well. It could also be a clown.
My
Would you
favorite.
care to tell us about the clown? Yeah, yeah, it's your favorite, so you get to tell us about it.
Oh yeah, thank you. Well, can I get out of it by saying that Spider is actually my favorite? No, actually, Clown is really amazing. I do love Clown. It's a hard choice for me between Clown and a Spider, who is better, because of course it depends on the situation. But Clown is mostly great because of its mixture magic that allows us to attack monsters from a distance. And when you can attack from a distance, you usually have safer fights. What's additional on top of that is that Clown doubles the level of your spells, and that mixture magic, particular this called wave mixture magic, the power of that spell depends fully on the level. So you get basically, two things for a deal of one. You get double spell power, and you can attack from afar. So Clown usually allows you to be very, very, very safe in the tower.
Yeah, unfortunately, using the ranged mixture magic requires you to menu a fair bit, which makes it a little slow. But I do love me some clowns.
Oh yeah, the fact that you're even fighting those monsters makes it slow, right? Because in most of the cases, especially for Yuga, you will not be fighting monsters. You will be avoiding them as much as possible.
Preferably, yes.
There you go, your favorite.
Oh, there we go.
Leather
Cartel is happy for this turn of events.
To be honest, I don't know whether I would wear leather already now. These floors are mainly occupied by fire monster. I would actually prefer to have this guaranteed reduction. The floor is early enough that I would probably stay with Ice Shield.
I agree.
Interestingly, on Chimera's side, she actually chose to use a Steel Shield. She does have that Leather Shield, but she decided to use Steel Shield. Steel Shield has defense of 6 as compared to defense of 5 for Ice Shield. And 1 point of defense doesn't really matter. 2 points of defense reduce damage by 1 HP. So in this case, I sort of disagree. I would have stayed with the Ice Shield, or definitely better go with Leather Shield.
Oh, most certainly. I'm not sure what's the thought process behind that switch, honestly.
We can write it down and ask in the interview. But one thing, going back to those, to the fact that Chimera was hatching an egg, she actually stopped at 97% and didn't decide to hatch it fully. Okay,
Until
and now until now, and it's unfortunately just a cyclone.
Hmm.
Do we have any use for a cyclone?
Well, if you were to fuse it to Kuhn, it would have his MP consumption, so it used to be one of my favorites, casually, for sure, for that reason. But here, I don't know, if you find the second color, which Troy actually just picked up, I might consider it.
And oh, Troy actually did take a lead already some time ago. Troy is now on floor 13, while Chimera is still exploring floor 11.
And he has a scarlet one now, that must make him happy.
Oh, definitely. Now, did he drop the stream wand altogether?
It looks like he did.
Yeah. I don't know, like, of course it's like runner's choice, like Scarlet Wand already gives you so much power that many times you can like fight anything, even water monsters. But one of the strategies that many runners use is to actually change Uni's element to water around these floors, and then for this kind of situation, having a stream wand would be great. Right, for example, right now, having a stream wand with a water element familiar. Oh, very, very tough situation for Troy.
This is gonna take some thinking.
Leather shield for the win.
Looks like it. I was just about to say I'd like to see him put on that ice shield for this particular situation, but maybe not.
Luckily, that cyclone was enough to kill that volcano. Okay, you have to worry about the Cuny now.
Okay, there we go.
Leather shield, come on.
It's kind of ludicrous.
Yeah, kind of like puts our words of like putting on ice shield, like, pointless. Why do you need ice shield and reduce damage when you can like fully negate the damage?
Yeah, we sound like amateurs now.
Troy must have some secret knowledge. Oh, Griffins. Unfortunately, leather shield will not help you with that.
No, it will not. That was a nasty room. It was just I hate seeing those single rooms, just solitary rooms that don't lead, that only have one exit. Makes me queasy.
Oh yeah, those are very tough because the only way to get to that exit is to take this one particular path. Usually we have like 2-3 paths to get to the exit, so it's much more probable to actually get to that exit. But with only one room, it's really tough. And if that path is occupied by monsters, there is nothing that you can do. You just have to fight them through. Troy is using some resources to get rid of the Krakens. Those monsters are pretty much the scariest monsters in the tower for a very, 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 very long time. When you see a Kraken, don't fight. Just walk away.
Walk away or only limit.
Yeah.
Use any means necessary to just get rid of it.
Chimera, in the meantime, is still on floor 11 already with an elevator. I think Chimera was trying to gain some levels. Chimera is trained by Shoni. Shoni is one of the runners who actually prefer a little bit safer climbs, in that sense that they try to get to a certain level, always have a familiar to fight with, etc. So I presume that was Chimera's thought process, that like let me get to at least like level 9-10, because this is where Cuny's mixture magic will pretty much max out in terms of damage. Surprisingly, was it so that Troy found that Scarlet one on floor 13?
I'm not sure, honestly, at this point.
Because Chimera still doesn't have a Scarlet wand. But Chimera is now on floor 12. I'm pretty sure that Chimera will want to find a blue color that Troy did find. And there you go, that's the blue color. Is it also yeah, there you go, Scarlet.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so immediately, because my sentence that I was about to finish was that, like, if Chimera finds a blue color, she might actually change CUNY to water, because this is one of the strategies that Shoni is using quite often. So yeah, that would make sense with having Stream Wand and everything. But having Scarlet Wand, that one strategy may wait a bit until like floor 30.
That remains to be seen. I wouldn't be surprised to see a fuse early-ish either. Water Cune is rather powerful. But then, of course, once you switch over, then you only come across wind monsters after the fact.
Exactly. Garudas that normally are not such a big of a problem suddenly become a problem.
Yeah.
And then floor 25, 24, they both have fire and flame balls, so that would be a little bit easier. But still, usually when I have Scarlet Wand, I wait with water strats until I deal with late 20s. But again, it all depends on the situation. There may be a situation where you need to do it. Oh, what a nice room on Troy.
Oh, why don't you grab those 2 loops? just grab the loops.
Tell us, Wuga, why didn't you teach Troy to grab 2 loops?
We have a fantastic monster called the Mano Eva. And on these floors, it actually appears on 3 different floor sets. And on these floors specifically, it can actually transform into an item. And as such, whenever you see 2 items on these floors, you kind of want to be careful around it.
Yeah, Deme, I fully agree. Having Water CUNY Viper Town is definitely easier. No question about that. My thought process is usually that, like, Vipers, mostly liftable, sort of safely. You can also manipulate their AI with eggs, if you have one. Spiders, you can fight with Scarlet Wand, so, it's always situational. Like, I'm not gonna ever say that, like, yeah, staying fire with Scarlet Wand is the way to go, because it always depends. But it's just my preferred choice that, yeah, I can go through Viper Town with Scarlet Wand, but it's much harder to go against wind monsters on floor 24, 25 with Water CUNY.
Yeah, I think it largely depends on whether you have fireballs to take care of those wind monsters, and luckily most of them are rather weak attack-wise, and they're liftable outside block. So,
are you saying that Zui is liftable?
Well, I mean, technically it is.
Technically. Yeah, so that is also one thing that, like, yeah, Zoo is one of the scariest monsters. You can lift it, but should you attempt it? That's a different question.
I'd rather not.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll get to Zeus when we get there. Troy is currently being trolled a little bit by pickets. Those cute green monsters, they're not really scary per se in terms of damage, until they are. But they do get double turn, and they can steal your items. You don't want them to steal your good items, and they many times do steal your good items. So you let CUNY fight them. Again, not very scary, it just takes time.
Yeah, and I noticed he actually used a fireball charge in one of the pickets, which probably is on account of CUNY actually kind of running low on MP. And if that happens,
oh, yeah,
you're in for a fun time.
Right now, Wuga's CUNY has, Troy's Wuga has 26 MP. This is one thing that is an addition in this tournament. Our runners have a tracker, so we can much more easily see what is happening with their inventory, with their state. So yeah, thanks to that, we can see that Wuga's MP is actually, Wuga's MP is running quite low. And
I'm getting so confused by this.
And I don't see really many items for Troyes that could restore that MP properly.
Yeah,
But
he has
like,
a couple of herbs which he could use to. Oh, there goes the wind crystal. So there's a picket in action using that lovely steel.
this Picket used that steel from behind the corner. That he did, I think.
Yep.
Uh,
I don't think he had. I don't think he could have avoided it. But
yeah.
if that was
And there you go.
oh, Peter fruit.
Pick
Yeah,
up the
all
devil.
right.
Pita fruits are fairly common item. The game actually has a special check for pitas. If you don't have pitas for a long time, the game is trying to give you one. So as long as you stumble upon it, because of course our runners right now are not really exploring all of the floors to get all the items. But if you do stumble upon it, yeah, there is higher chance to find them than many other items. Troy is having a little bit of a trouble. Decided to go against that that other route filled with monsters, and I can understand why. Luckily for Troy, I don't think that this spider will aggro as long as you do proper movement. Okay, right now it will aggro because it was in the room. So right now that spider is aggro. I think I would have fought it just to not get yourself pincered again. Especially with Scarlet. Yeah, there you go, Troy. And crit. Beautiful.
Crit, and on top of that, I love to see it.
Oh, yeah. Chimera is speeding up a bit. Floor 15 already. So 4 floors behind Troy. Chimera didn't like that spawn room with sleeping Kraken and the Weedog, so immediately like moved away from that room. How Chimera is gonna deal with that Kraken? Oh, that's gonna be a fight.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with this.
I
His
think
Q cannot deal damage to that Kraken.
that's gonna be a 1 damage or 2 damage.
I think it hit for 5, but
Okay, you need one more spell. Ooh, there you go, crit. And
I'm sorry. The Viper just was trying to hit Troy. Troy avoided it, but he still got his attack lowered. Vipers do that. If they hit you or miss you, you have a chance of losing 1 attack, which is not that big of a deal, but still, you don't like to see it.
And that attack reduction actually does matter because CUNY's mixture magic power depends mostly on Cole's attack stat. So yeah, that's actually
Oh, is that so?
reduction. Yes.
Oh, I'm
that
learning
reduction
things today.
does matter. Troy, what you doing? Pick up that golf wand.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, there is not much merit for our runners to pick up golf wand, at least at this stage anymore. Floor 21 egg on Troy's side. That unfortunately cannot be really that exciting. That can be definitely a good monster like a spider, but I don't think that our runners will take time to hatch it unless there is a need for it. That
I
egg,
highly doubt it.
yeah, that egg probably will either become an egg bomb or food for a familiar.
Could be an Arachne, could be a block, could be a Barong, but not sure if it's worth the hatch.
Yeah, definitely way too late. Troy lost that wind crystal to a picket some time ago, and I think that wasn't like a really big thing for him. It was already like almost 30 minutes into the game. Our runners are actually allowed to wind out from the tower if they decide that like, nah, I don't like this tower, I don't like my equipment, I'm gonna do it again. The tower will be different on the subsequent climbs. But yeah, of course, the score of the game is the highest floor that you can reach to, so you would have to go through all of those early floors again. And at this point in time, I don't think that Troy will want to wind out anymore, so the wind crystal was useless to him.
Yeah. In the meantime, we saw Chimera come across those 2 loops as well, looking at them for a couple of seconds and deciding, I'm taking the other path.
There you go. And Chimera, actually, on the other hand, she's still holding on to that wind crystal. 30 minutes mark is technically, with 16 floors, still probably a place where you could wind out and go higher. But of course, you would need to like spend probably 10, 15 minutes to get to the same place where you are. And that's 10, 15 minutes where your opponent can get higher and higher and higher. So I don't think that, yeah, there you go, that Wind Crystal already went to a barong. Nobody's winning out anymore. So now it's commitment till the end of the tower.
Looks like it. Ooh, scary, scary. Pause on that Viper. It seems to have worked out.
I'm pretty sure Troy would like to see what is that. Oh, there you go. I love that strategy, Troy. This is the thing that I was talking about. Vipers, they can be manipulated, and that was one of the manipulations.
You toss an egg inside a room, the Viper will always go for the egg, and it will ignore Co and your familiar. As such, well, you have a free reign to just take it out.
Unfortunately for Troy, that scroll that he was hoping to be something amazing turned out to be just a trap scroll. But Chimera finds an egg on floor 16 that I don't think Troy found, and she does have truth glasses, so we know that unfortunately it's just a Griffin. Unfortunately for Chimera, fortunately for Troy, because if that was a Garuda, that would be a match again, because right now Troy has quite a lead, 8 floors, but with a Garuda, that can be eliminated pretty much instantly.
Warp trap, oh boy.
Second for Troy. This time it's not gonna be so easy for Troy to survive that.
Yeah, I think Kuhn's probably gonna die, but you never know.
You never know. Troy actually did show quite good knowledge with setting that Kuhn to AI2, so that the Kuhn would actually exit the room rather than try to fight anything. And monsters have an AI where they are not aggroed on familiar per se. They will attack familiar when they're in the same room or when the familiar is next to them, but they will not follow the familiar. So I think that was a perfect play there by Troy, and that actually let his Cuny survive.
Meanwhile, Chimera is just going all in with the capture machine here. I think she fed the Barong de Leolum fruit that she was carrying around for quite a few floors. And now she's just going all in.
But the problem is that Troy right now is 9 floors ahead, so let's go. Oh, that is luckily for Troy. That zoo paralysis made him be paralyzed only for a single turn, but that could have ended very, very, very badly.
That's why I like to see people turn their camera when they enter rooms like this, because you can't see behind it before you're kind of too close to the monster already. So he almost paid the price for not turning the camera there.
Yeah, and this is my reasoning that, like, yeah, you can pretty much... Oh, Troy, make sure that, like, you one-hit those Zeus or you're dead. My point was that, like, you can fight Zeus when you are fire, and you can pretty much kill them without getting a hit. Of course, Troy's inventory right now is that, like, he's got what? Fireball is empty, Flame Ball was used once or twice, Pillar Ball probably wasn't used, so he has some firepower with which he can fight those fire monsters. But then again, you will probably need that firepower as well on higher floors when you have golems in your way. And you cannot really lift golems.
I would just take the elevator here. Just take the hit.
Yeah. Probably. Oh, Troy decides to fight. I'm not sure whether... Okay, that's gonna be 2 hits. He just has to pray it's not gonna miss. There you go. If that attack missed, Cuny probably would have been dead.
Oh, and then Chimera is doing something on her side.
Oh yeah. Finally, we're gonna see Water Cuny strats.
Yeah, I like this. I like seeing Water Cune strats used. We haven't seen that. I don't think we've seen too much of it in this tournament.
I think Chimera was doing it pretty much in most of her matches. Again, Chimera was trained by Shoni. Shoni is the one who always go Water Cuny, so whenever there is a chance. Ooh, now we are getting something very, very unusual. Do you see on Troy's side?
Yeah, we have two
Red
red
egg.
eggs. Yeah, so that would be the same monster.
Yeah.
Um,
That
and
should actually tell us what it is, right? Because it has to be monster that is both on floor 21 and 27.
so yeah, I think it would be a Manoiva, unless I'm mistaken.
Possible.
Or okay, I can't remember offhand.
Yeah. That would take probably too much time to check that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Troy has 12 floor lead. He really sped up recently. Chimera was playing a little bit too long probably with Barongs, but yeah, she now has to catch up. Unfortunately, that playing with Barong didn't pay off as she was hoping to, because he didn't get a Roche Fruit. Roche Fruit is something with which she could get a Garuda fairly easily. But right now, with this much of a lead, I guess Chimera needs to hope that Troy will die without reaching floor 40, and that Chimera will simply get higher. I really like Troy's quote-unquote manipulation here. Being pincered by this many Naplasses, Troy does know that Naplasses do like to fall asleep. So just walk away from them. Eventually they'll fall asleep and they will not be aggroed on you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Manoivas, you already mentioned earlier, right? That like Manoivas had a trick before that they could transform into items. And there is very high chance, yeah, there you go, that Manoiva is, that con was Manoiva, leather shield for the win. We're gonna know what this egg is. It's a stealth.
Oh, double stealth. Yuck.
But that's actually pretty good, I would say, because with stealth, that's an amazing egg bomb against water monsters.
That is true. It's pretty good for these floors for sure. And well,
yeah,
there they both go. Bye, stealth. Barely knew you. Oh man, this floor is not playing nice.
Oh yeah, definitely. Troy is having trouble finding that elevator. Oh no! Troy is having really tough time right now because I don't think that he can survive that.
Yeah, he's gonna need a dodge or two. And if he takes one more step towards that snowman, it will, yeah.
Oh! Leather shield almost did it. But no, Troy goes down on 29th floor. This speed right now, let's see whether it was enough or not, because I don't think that Troy with 19 minutes on the clock will get higher than that. He will retain his familiar level, but all of his equipment is gone. So that climb would have to be really, 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 really fast with really great items on the way. And yes, it looks like Troy will try it again.
I respect that. He did have a plethora of items, but unfortunately he got in a kind of a pinch. Also, what Septic says in the chat, if he was to use Kuhn, if he were to bring words are hard clearly today, old Kuhn and then free it, it would actually set us something called the invincibility glitch, so you can't take any damage from anything except glaciers. And that might have actually saved his bacon, but
that would have definitely saved his bacon right there. But he still would have to find a way to get out of this situation, to get to the next floor. Of course, there is always a possibility of an earthquake, and that would work, but that takes time. But then Troy's result would be floor 30, not 29. Chimera right now to win needs to get to floor 30, because he does need to get higher than Troy. Troy was first on floor 29. I think it's very much possible. There is 17 minutes left on the clock, 11 floors. That's That's probably around the pace that most of our runners actually have. And maybe even
Yeah.
on higher floors, it's the pace is even higher.
Yeah, it's certainly doable.
Do you remember, maybe, Uga, what kind of floor layout Troy had in these floors 22 to 30? Was it like many easy elevators?
I think he had to explore a fair bit. But if a Chimera gets to 29 and decides to take a left as opposed to right, she could just find the elevator, no problem.
Yeah, because that floor 29 will be exactly the same as Troy's floor, so it's not gonna be a walk in the park. Chimera will need to like find the elevator. Oh, there was a small misstep by Chimera.
Let's see how she handles that.
Fighting that Piper. Is it? Yeah. You still need to get one more hit. Okay, there you go.
There we go. Revan's saying nice HP. I agree, 71 is a great number.
I think we were a little bit late to that.
No.
No.
Oh, in fact, Troy found a scarlet wand right on floor 1. Yeah.
Okay, that is something that he definitely wants to find. That pretty much sets his run. Now he can just go elevator, 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 because that level 19 CUNY with Scarlet Wand will carry him easily for a very long time.
Yeah, I think it's a tall order to get to floor 30 in 15 minutes, though.
Well, he is your pupil, so you know.
Even for me, I think that would be a tall order.
So this is the time where student needs to get better than a master.
Yeah, let's hope we see it. Maybe we should switch audio over to Chimera's side.
Actually, yeah, that would be a good idea. Technically, Troy is still ahead in terms of floors, but we already heard those early floor music, very chillful, very peaceful, no worries. And this is like end of round 1. We gotta get some tense music. Nothing better than a Viper Town music for that.
Yeah, and I do prefer the higher floor music by far.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think like for many players, music theme from floor 30 to 34 is the best one. It's like the most tense ones where killers start showing up and you know that you're one hit away from dying even though you are at max HP.
Yep. For me, it's a toss-up between 30s and 35 and onward.
Oh, I definitely prefer 35. I just somehow like this tranquil music of one last step and you are there. And I said it many times in this commentary that I do like that music. But I did hear many times people saying that, yeah, 30th music is the best. And Troy already is on floor 8, so that shows how quick he can be when he doesn't need to really like explore much, just search for the elevator. And the fact that he can pretty much fight easily everything without any trouble.
Yeah. I might actually set Kuhn to AI 4 until he's way higher.
Yeah, and then like even this strategy, I think Shoni is doing that a lot, and I do like it. Pick up your CUNY and walk with him, and if you ever like come across the monster,
I love doing that with Arachnes especially.
Chimera is on floor 22. She does have 1 star glasses. Sorry, chat. We gotta go back to Troy's audio for a while. And I want to see those cat jumps in the chat. Yeah, so can you explain us, Wuga, what just happened on Troy's side?
Yeah, so there's a slight chance you might hit a square that triggers a monster den. And then all of a sudden, the room is flooded with monsters, and you usually don't have a good time.
Oh, and he went to sleep by a dreaming.
In the doorway, no less. Oh, okay.
No! That could have ended badly. Even though CUNY is able to pretty much fight everything, don't fall asleep in the doorway. Troy stopped being a crowd pleaser.
No, back to Chimera's music then.
He had to go to the next floor. No time for jamming here. Chimera in the meantime, floor 22, still 8 floors, 11 minutes left. Very much possible.
No, certainly doable. Oh, don't kill the little... How could you kill the poor little Palumpa?
But it wants to kill you. What can you do about it?
The Palumpas on these floors, some of them are of darker color and they can steal your familiar's collar, which can lead to severe issues, but those lighter green Palumpas are actually level 1, I believe, so I like to just grab them and toss them at enemies.
Yeah, that is very valid strategy, and then like Palumpas are dying to damage from hitting other monsters, because I think that Palumpa can take like 3 tosses. Is it so?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And they still recover health, so there's that too.
Oh yeah. So Chimera is slowly entering a domain of wind monsters. I don't remember how many times she was using that flame and fireball. Troy also had a pillar ball that I don't see in Chimera's inventory, so that is one thing that she would definitely want to have. But again, let's see how the wind floors will treat her.
Yep.
And actually being water, she should have much easier time on floor 29, because it's much more viable to fight against snowmen when you're water than when you're fire.
Snowmen, definitely. Naplases can still be rather hefty.
Yeah, Naplases you still shouldn't fight, unless you know that they are at their like weakest. Naplases have the trait of double HP, so they start, if I recall right, with 83 HP, and the more they sleep, the more HP they recover, up to double of their max HP, which would be 166. Oh, amazing for Chimera. She hit that warp trap with CUNY in her hands. That was a situation where Troy hit the warp trap on his own. But I can see also that Chimera had a familiar bell, so that was a situation that Chimera could have handled even if she hit that warp trap with just Co.
Yeah, generally people will tell you that you don't want to be carrying Kyun inside rooms, but in that situation, it definitely paid off.
There are situations, where for this trap, it's better to have CUNY in your hands. But
Yes.
for example, let's say as a paralyzed trap, right?
Yeah.
That one will make it so that you are holding CUNY in your hands while you're paralyzed. In certain situations, that's a thing that you may want to do, so that like CUNY will not die and you will be hit once and hopefully recover from that paralysis. But you never know. And Chimera floor 25, 5 more floors, 7.5 minutes. She's definitely on a pace, and star glasses, so that floor should be relatively easy. I think Chimera knew that, okay, floor 25 is a domain of water. Oh, no!
No, don't do that!
Chimera, I know that Shoni does that, but you shouldn't. Yeah, that CUNY is pretty much dead.
It might not be, actually, if... Yeah, there we go.
There you go. That's a new one. Oh, that's something that we gotta highlight.
She got so lucky because the zoo used bark on Kuhn, and it only changes its AI. And since Kuhn was already defending Ko, who was paralyzed, it got a lot of free hits in.
And here I was saying, I think it was commentator's curse, so maybe I should like not say anything. I was saying, oh, that other floor will be so easy because she used star glasses, she know where the exit is. Yeah, traps sometimes tell you no. So Chimera is now on floor 27, 6 more minutes. Her inventory is pretty solid. She pretty much got out of the territory of wind monsters. There will be still something wind, I think, on floor 27. I can't recall fully. But yeah, it should get much easier from this moment.
Yep, 27 can still have zoos, but she's already shown that she can clear them with no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, she can always command CUNY to, like, you know, kill the zoo. But I definitely gotta ask Chimera about, like, what was the thought process to try to lift the zoo? Is it something that Shoni taught her?
Troy found an egg on floor 18.
Again,
and there goes Kuhn.
I should probably stop talking because I just said that Chimera will have much easier time. Well, yeah, but not when your CUNY dies. That technically can be a blessing as well, because you do usually go faster while having while going without familiar than when you're with a familiar.
Mhm.
But also, you know, fighting will be harder. Now that inventory will get thinner and thinner, because the only way in which Chimera is able to fight is by using her inventory. Her normal attack right now is pretty much useless against everything.
Yeah, and it was only a wee dog that Troy hatched, so. Not going to be seeing any Garuda stretch, which actually makes me a little bit happy.
Oh, that's a room. Is it
That
acid
is a
rain
room.
time? Yeah, there you go. That acid rain will definitely help. But unfortunately, acid rain is a ball that has only one charge naturally. Always, no matter how many times you will find it on the floor, it will always have one charge. I don't fully agree with dropping that acid rain ball, because you can always find a white sand that will give you another charge. And yeah, that is an item on which you do want to use a white sand.
Mm-hmm.
28, that's too early for Manoivas? No, it's not.
No, it's not. That could have been a Manoiva.
That could have been a Manoiva. Chimera is now hoping for the elevator. There is the elevator,
There it
floor
is.
29. One more floor, but it's not gonna be a cakewalk. That floor was very mean, and Chimera doesn't have a familiar.
Yeah, so this is where it comes to play whether she takes a left or a right, because Troy was having a lot of trouble finding the elevator on the floor. So it's certainly exciting to see how it turns out.
In the meantime, floor 20 for Troy. Amazing
Wow,
pace.
he's flying through this free entry.
With 3 minutes, I don't think that's possible to like go higher than 29, but let's see. Oh, especially when you hit a paralysis trap. Is it gonna be a septic special? There you go, septic
It
special
is.
for Troy. So I think it's pretty safe to say that Troy's final floor is 29. Chimera just needs to find an elevator and she will win round 1.
Of course, she doesn't know that.
She doesn't know that our runners are not allowed to check each other's streams. And now Chimera is in a little bit of a pickle. I'm not sure whether that salamander will be enough. Okay, paralysis ball, that's a banding ball, that's good enough. But elevator is still nowhere to be found.
Yeah, she's running low on time. Salamander actually did fairly decent work on them, though.
Some people call it a hide ball, although that ball can be sometimes a little bit glitchy, so you have to be very careful when using a crystal when using a fire crystal. But yeah, that was like a good use of a fire crystal.
Oh,
Uh,
definitely.
yeah.
Oh no!
We can see the elevator. It's there. It's just that it's blocked by
It's right
Manoiva.
there!
It's so close. Can Chimera do it? Not much time left. 1 minute left. We know where the elevator is. You just need to walk around it to get to that room. There you go.
Oh,
Manoiva actually is still triggered, but that's not a problem. A little bit of a misstep there because you need to take additional hit from the Manoiva, but yeah. Okay, leather shield for the win, and there you go.
and there you go,
Round
GG.
1 to Chimera.
Beautiful play. What a round. So close.
Really nice.
I'll let our runners know.
Let Chimera like play those 30 more seconds, but yeah, that's pretty much the game one. Our runners will be soon loading seats number 2. I was not expecting such close game one, especially after Troy getting like what was it, 12 floor lead so early on.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the moment where a septic strategy would actually play out correctly. Just, do the tile immunity glitch, wait for the earthquake, and you would be on floor 30. And right now, Troy would be the winner.
I do believe it actually came down to basically left or right. Because Troy had so many more enemies to deal with. Although it also could have been the fact that Chimera did not have Qun when she entered the floor, and I believe that does alter the monster spawns.
Yes, it does. So that could have been a little bit different. The thing is that like if Chimera went to that floor 29 with Cuny, she would have been in much better situation because her Cuny was water. With Streamwand, snowmans wouldn't be that much of a problem. They would die to 2 hits. And with a AI1, they might even die to a single like attack without taking any damage. So yeah, round 1 to Chimera. I presume, Wuga, you will take care of checking the seats for our runners while I try to entertain our audience.
Certainly.
Thank you so much. I got to cool down for a second here as well. That was a match. Like sometimes we do get close matches, but this kind of close match, even though it may not look like it with Troy having that much of a lead, but that death was something that sealed the deal. And I think it's mostly thanks to me. I will have to apologize to both of the runners because when I say things, bad things happen. I told Troy like, oh, he's in amazing position. Boom, dead. I told, Chimera has like really great position. Boom, CUNY dead.
Chimera's seed looks to be okay.
So in the game number 2, our runners probably will do similar things in terms of like early floors exploration, just trying to get as many good items as possible, and then try zooming as fast as possible. I am interested to see like how will Troy react. Will he again go a little bit faster, taking a little bit more risk, knowing now that he actually lost a game? And another loss would mean Chimera winning the whole match. So, hey, Plush, you know the rules of our community. We don't blame anyone else than Sand Knight. He's dedicated for everything like that. Speaking of, I think that's the proper command. No, maybe not. What about this one? No, our commands don't work. Um, what I wanted to say is that we do have an amazing Discord with more than 600 people. It's not Discord just about the speedrunning. It's a Discord where we just have fun when we discuss about the game, and not only that. So if you do like it, if you are a fan of this game, we would be honored to have you there. Let me try to find somehow an invitation link. It's just that our commands don't work right now. Reven or Septic, you are the mods in the Discord. Can you provide me with the invitation link here in the chat? But yeah, the name of the Discord is Community, Koh, like the name of the main character, because we do like puns apparently in this place, and the captain of all the puns is a wonderful member of the community who organized multiple tournaments for us. Sen Knight, shout outs to him. And yeah, he's dedicated in the Discord for blaming everything. So I'm really surprised why Plashy decided to suddenly blame me for anything. We all know that anything bad that happens in the tower, that's gotta go on Sen Knight.
Regardless.
Regardless. And if the good things happen in the tower, do we blame Sen Knight as well?
Do you blame people for something good?
Oh, I don't know, like, no, we could.
All right, I've counted our players down. Do you mind to take care of the commentary here for a bit?
Sure, no worries. Take your rest, Uga.
All right, I'll be right back.
Not how it works. But yeah, runners are counted down, so they will be starting anytime soon. Like I mentioned earlier, early floors will be similar in terms of game style, probably, unless someone decides to go differently. They'll be fine trying to explore as much possible, getting those few first levels, getting their inventory stacked properly, hoping for finding a wand. Preferably even Scarlet Wand. One thing that we didn't discuss in the last round was that getting the levels is actually quite important, especially first level up. We are starting at level 1, with 16 HP on Ko. That first level up actually gives us 10 additional HP, and that is very, very, very huge. Every level up, the HP progression actually scales logarithmically, so that like the further the level up, the lower the HP increase. Later on, the HP increase will be only 1 or 2, so that like 10 HP increase from the first level up is definitely something that our runners need. There's one other thing that is important for the levels, is that all the spell balls that they are using, the damaging spell balls like Fire, Flame, Pillar, their damage depends on Ko's level. For example, Fireball at level 1 will not kill a flame, one of the very few scary monsters when you are on level 1. But it will one-shot a flame at level 2. So that's another thing why our runners do want to get that level 2. Most of the runners do it this way, that they try to kill the first troll that they see, because trolls gives us enough experience to actually get that level up for both CUNY and Ko. But yeah, even if not troll, for example, like Chimera, killing noises, 3 noises, I think that's a level up too. Polumpas actually give us only 1 experience, so that's not a big thing. Okay, we are starting on Troy's side with a paralysis trap. That's a good omen, right?
Oh, and we have a vanilla starting items, it looks like. What is this?
I think that's not a randomized game. Yeah, so now that you mention it, maybe you want to tell us, Uga, something about our amazing de-randomizing randomizer.
Certainly. So, if you go to adrando.com, you can find a lot of nifty mechanics that we've implemented with by the wonderful programmer. We love you, programmer, wherever you are. And we actually use it for the tournaments to have seeded towers. Back in the day, we couldn't do that for the first two tournaments. We didn't have the luxury of seeded towers, and as such, the towers were completely different on both sides, which led to some interesting matches. Besides that, we have lots of different modes that we can enable, including the fabled second tower, which is 99 floors where your items are obfuscated until you identify them, and any enemy can appear on any floor. And if you want to learn more, just take it to adrando.com. There's a lot of cool stuff there.
Yep. Also, you can visit our Discord where we can tell you things about what kind of stuff randomizer can do, and maybe you can join one of our next tournaments. So definitely a place to be if you like this game and you want to hear and see more of it. In the meantime, I'm so plushy mentioning something about the recent match. Yeah, I actually didn't watch that when I was away, but now that you mention it, I feel like I should probably. I wonder what happened there. Did you have a chance to watch it, Wuga? I think that
I'm
was
sorry.
on Friday.
Which match was that?
On Friday, I think it was Razor against Deme.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a hype match. I urge everybody to watch it back if they get the chance.
Yeah, now I'm interested about commentary because Septic says that he was yelling a lot at me.
Yeah, I did tell him that the commentary was good, so maybe that was the reason. I kid.
Yeah. So, checking the inventory of our runners, floor 3 already few good finds. Definitely Olim is something that we do want to see. That's an easy get out of jail card for our runners. Binding Ball, it was really nicely used in the previous match by Chimera, so definitely also a good find. 2 exit loops, amazing. And also a C-Seed. That's something that Chimera probably really likes, because now she doesn't need to find the blue color to change familiar element to water. But what do we have here on floor 4, Wuga?
Huh. That's nice. You gotta
Is
love
it?
these one room floors. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely scary the first time you enter them. Seeing how monsters actually aggro on you from everywhere. But this early on, I want to say it's actually worth exploring for items. Because it's not super dangerous, our players have a good inventory. I wouldn't be surprised to see them see what they get here.
Yeah, definitely it's a floor worth exploring, because you know exactly where all the items are, you know where the elevator is. The only downside of having a one-room floor is that all of the monsters know where you are as well, and they will follow you. And even though you can fight them pretty much easily, it takes time. And if you have to deal with all of the monsters in the floor, it's gonna take more time than usual.
That's true.
So also maybe it's not fully noticeable, but when you have such a big one-room floor and lots of monsters on the screen, actually the game doesn't usually keep up with the frame rate. The frame rate is usually slower when you have this kind of situation. So all of your movement is slower as well.
Yeah, you can get around that by actually holding select and bringing up the map. It will get rid of the lag. Then, of course, you're only going to be seeing red blips on the map, and you won't know which kind of monsters you have.
You can always take it out for a second just to see the monster, but yeah, playing with squares rather than this beautiful 3D rendered graphics.
I think Troy didn't mean to toss Kuhn there.
Yeah, probably that's just like a little bit too quick input. One thing about this game, the input in this game is actually pretty amazing. The game is so responsive. It's one of the best menus or responsiveness in many games that that probably many of you played. So that is a nice thing. That can be also a downside that like if you are too quick with your inputs, it will be registered as well.
Yes. Also, I have to mention, since we were talking about AD Rando before, we do have a mode for one rooms only. And as far as I know, I'm the only person to have beaten that, so I challenge anyone to actually try it out. It's actually pretty fun.
There you go, people. Challenge from Uga. If you wanna topple the man himself, go take up the challenge. Flashy
We do have
being
another-
Flashy. Flashy doesn't really like Puny. She is actually in this tournament as well right now. She is currently placed first. She will have a match in roughly an hour, a little bit less than an hour. So if you do want to see Flashy, there will be another match today for that. But yeah, she's known for not liking Cuny very much. So for her, it's a joy in life to toss Cuny away.
We do have another Leolam fruit. I wonder if we're going to be seeing more capture machine shenanigans this time around.
Okay, that was a situation for Troy, but he dealt with it quite nicely. He unfortunately had to use an Olim fruit to deal with it fully. Now he's again pincered by two fairly scary monsters. That Cyclone is not that scary, but Balloon, yeah.
That crit was bad news.
Luckily for Troy, that another hit killed Balloon, so I don't think that Cyclone can take on Cuny, especially that he just got a level, so that was additional 2-3 HP for Cuny. Yeah, there you go.
Nicely handled.
Yeah, there you go. As Troy is leaving floor 5, Chimera is on floor 5 just right now. So this game is a little bit different than it was last time, because previously Chimera was actually having a lead till like floor 11, something like that. And then Troy simply like blew away, like he went so quickly through all of these floors. So let's see how it's gonna look right now. And there you go up trap.
Boing. Also, we don't have good equipment for this one, as opposed to the previous round. We're still sporting the initial equipment. Septic actually mentioned in the chat earlier that he'd like to see them equip the Golfwind sword, which for these floors would not be bad, because the Golfwind is wind elemental and all the monsters on these floors are water.
Actually true. Golfwind sword right now would be amazing, at least until they find any sort of a wand.
Yeah, problem being it could be cursed, but they do have a decurse scroll as well, so...
Oh, Troy. I don't like the idea that like he was
that was
picking
so
up
fun.
item with his inventory full.
Yeah,
You unfortunately have to take a turn to do something about that item. And in that turn, somebody can hit you, and if the monster is next to you, monster will hit you. So yeah, our runners actually are allowed to check the state display, this tracker that they have below their game feeds. So they should be able to see what kind of inventory they have without even opening the menu. And I know that some runners don't do it. I actually don't know whether Troy checks the state display. Do you know, Uga? You are his trainer.
I know he has it up on his screen, yes.
Okay.
So that was a bit of a mistake there on his side.
Gotta scold him. You don't have many more things to teach him, with him like showing so many great performances.
That's true. And we all make mistakes, so...
Oh no! Golf with
Oh.
sword toss away. Especially
Oh,
when
yeah,
you have
that's
a
close.
curse scroll. If you have a decurse scroll, that's pretty much like safe equip.
Yeah, also we did notice the glitch of the sword not hitting or missing. It just flat out disappeared.
No,
I think
it's
you
there.
can
It's
probably...
there. Yeah, it's still there under
Oh,
blue.
yeah, but I mean it didn't bring up the miss message or anything like that. You probably are more knowledgeable about why that happens.
No, but Plashy is knowledgeable of this glitch, like she mentions right now in the chat. She actually, I think she's the one who discovered it in the previous tournament.
Oh, yeah, I believe you're right.
It's like one of the fans of tossing weapons. She's tossing them all the time, and she found out that it doesn't work when you are in a certain position. Troy right now hits floor 10, so he's out of the territory of scary water monsters. He should have a little bit of a breather right now. He's a little bit under leveled with level 6, but it shouldn't be much of a problem to catch up right now, and maybe even explore a little bit to hopefully find a wand or some better equipment.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him explore the floor.
We are in the same room on Chimera's side as Troy was when there was this scary bomb trap. If that
And I
bomb
was
trap
wrong.
hits right now, I think Cuny is dead. Luckily for Chimera, he doesn't tick off that bomb trap. Cuny lives. There is a wand. Do we already know what kind of wand that is?
It's a money wand.
Oh, better than nothing.
Yeah, it's a
wand.
It's a wand. Yeah, I'd probably equip it. It's still better than the copper sword.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Okay. Really
nice.
for 12. Yeah. Troy still
think
has T seed, so I don't think that this color is really that much needed. But it's always a nice find.
It could be good if you get a U-boat, but unfortunately we're not past the point, actually. We could still find one.
Yes. Troy doing a little bit of an inventory management for these two beautiful fruits that he found, Olim and Tamna. Both great fruits, definitely something desirable. And I would say that Troy's inventory looks really great. 2 attacking spell balls, 2 status spell balls, Holy Scroll, Mahel Seed, Olim, Tamna, 2 exit. That's a very respectable inventory.
Yeah. I hope he uses it. He's kind of underleveled fighting this troll over here.
On Chimera's side, inventory is pretty much similar. She only misses a blinder ball, and she actually has 2 Olim fruits. And also a malicious scroll. So yeah, already she has a Tamna fruit. Troy has 2 of them. So really, really good inventory. The only thing that they're missing is like a little bit better wand. For Chimera, any wand will be good, and we know that she will have a chance to find one a little bit later on. But in the meantime, Troy already like built up quite a lead. Floor 15 versus floor 9 for Chimera. Floor 10 right now. And we know, we know that Chimera usually likes to level up a little bit on these floors, like 10 and 11. So I think that at least until Chimera gets to level 9, 10, that lead for Troy probably will build up right now.
I imagine so. Troy is scary fast for being a relatively new runner in the game. He's actually thinking of starting... he's thinking of doing some leaderboard times after the tournament's over. I'm actually looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, that's amazing how good already Troy is. The times that he was showing. The other day, I heard that you were doing a practice run with Troy, and he got a time of what was it, like 36, 37 minutes?
Yep.
And that's good enough to get to position number 4 on the leaderboard for any percent? Was it so?
Yes.
Yeah, and Troy is not allowed to submit that run because it's seeded tower in a leaderboard. We don't allow seeded towers, at least in any percent category. But yeah, for him, technically, it was like completely new run. So he was playing it blind. It's really amazing how fast Troy already is.
Yeah, not to mention just how much all of the runners have improved over this tournament. I'm thoroughly impressed by just everybody's gameplay throughout the tournament, and seeing them improve. It's been something.
I couldn't agree more. The sheer amount of tower clears that we get in this tournament, it's just blows my mind. It's amazing. This game has lots to learn. Once you learn it, you can sort of safely go around the tower, but there is lots to learn. And then at the end of the day, you're still at the mercy of RNG, so you do need this knowledge to be able to deal with this bad RNG. And our runners, many of them already learned everything there is to learn, so it's just getting the good RNG and getting best times possible on the leaderboard.
Yeah, and just a little bit more practice.
Oh yeah. There is this one thing that this game is RNG for sure. This game is knowledge for sure, but we cannot forget execution. Yeah, if you play, I don't know, 1,000 games, there is a chance that you will get that golden seed that will allow you to get an amazing time. But you still need to have skills in your fingers to be able to execute to get that 24 minutes rather than, I don't know, 30 minutes, right? So that's towards you, Wuga, so that like to not take away from your amazing skill in this game. Wuga is a world record holder, like I mentioned earlier. His record right now is 24 minutes for the any percent. It's simply crazy. If you want to see top level gameplay, do watch Wuga games. I'm always amazed at how smooth your glitched entries are. Like all of the movements practiced so many times, so beautiful. Really highly recommended.
Thank you very much. Well, I guess it just goes to show that if you do glitched entry hundreds of times, you eventually get good at it.
But that's one amazing thing about glitch entry. Sorry that I'm doing this kind of off topic right now. Is that there is an easy way to do the glitched entry where you're walking and like tilting a camera. Easy, very consistent, let's call it this way. And there is a way to do glitch entry that you're doing. You're running. I don't know how did you get so good at it, but you're amazing.
Like I said, hundreds of attempts.
But yeah, going back to the match, Chimera is just going to floor 11. Like I mentioned, she wanted to get a few levels. She started floor 10 with level 6. She's now level 10. And only then going to floor 11. Troy is on floor 18. So in that time, he built up a 7 floors lead. A little bit of a situation, but nothing he cannot deal with, especially considering that he's got this kind of amazing inventory. So yeah, that's just a small of a delay. But the climb now continues.
And she did find the money wand as well, and promptly equipped it.
What to do with the spider? I guess it's time to toss it away. Okay, one more boomerang. That's fine, but that spider will not the aggro.
Are they both coming? Oh, okay, just
no,
one of them.
Yeah. I think Troy wanted to go back to that room because he saw a ball in that room. It's just that ball was next to 2 sleeping spiders, so he didn't want to get that. Oh yeah, this ball is amazing. I think I would have fought that spider and checked the wand.
Check the wand, yeah, I agree. Use a 2-minute fruit or something to make it easy.
it's definitely worth it. Again, Money Wand is great, better than nothing, but that could have been a Scarlet Wand or a Stream Wand. You do have CC'd.
Yep. Let's hope to see if Chimera picks it up.
And even if Chimera picks it up, she needs to pick up a lot because Troy is not slowing down. 22 minutes mark, already Viper Town.
That is nuts. I would like to see him use those exit loops just to get rid of something in his inventory.
Oh yeah, I fully agree. I think this is one thing that Septic always says. Septic is a person who is second on leaderboard in any percent, so definitely a person to listen to when it comes to Azure Dreams. He always says like use exit loops immediately because you never know when you will get those, elevator trains, or where you will just find another like exit loop or star glasses. So they would go to waste if you don't use them.
Mm-hmm.
And I fully agree with that. I was also one of the guys in the beginning who was not using those loops immediately. I was usually, at least in terms of tournament matches, I was usually waiting with them until around the end of the match, like last 10 minutes, so that I can pick up. But yeah, at that time I was actually having problems with inventory because, you find so many items, you can only hold 20 items. So sometimes those loops or star glasses were going to waste.
Yep. It's so easy to stockpile them. You kind of want to hold on to them for later floors, but...
Troy did a little bit of a misstep here. He was trying to attack that Viper freely to retrieve the egg later on, but he instead wasted a turn for attacking an free tile, empty tile, so he decided to use Holy Scroll to get back the egg. I'm not sure whether I fully agree with this strategy. To be honest, Holy Scroll is better than an egg. Egg maybe will kill an enemy. Holy Scroll always makes it so that you don't have to worry about an enemy.
Yeah, but see, that egg he actually grabbed on floor 20. He definitely does not want to get rid of it.
Oh, it wasn't Palumpa. Oh, I did miss that. I'm really sorry.
No,
Why
no,
didn't
no,
you Garuda hype?
Yeah, I kind of want to see him hatch it. I hope he remembers that floor 20 is still Garuda territory.
That Viper is now the aggro. That's okay. Seal Wand, nothing better than a Money Wand. Red Sand, that's useless. Blue Sand, useless.
Yep.
That is one of the things in the previous match. Both of the runners had actually pretty good shields. They found Ice Shield early on, then they had Leather Shield. Right now, Troy is running without the shield.
Yeah, he got rid of it at some point because he realized it's no longer going to help him a whole lot, which I fully agree with.
Okay. Troy again is using the Viper manipulation trick. Unfortunately, Money Wand is not powerful enough to be able to kill that Viper fairly quickly.
It's coming back. What a jerk.
That toss was not perfect, and now you gotta deal with that Viper again.
Okay, at this point I'd kill it, since you used Binding already.
Oh, Binding gives you 4 turns of free attacking, so you definitely have time to kill it. Viper, I think, has 65 HP, if I recall right. You were dealing around 18, so it should have been like 3-4 hits.
Yep.
In the meantime, Chimera actually is picking up the pace. Now it's a 6 floor difference. Hopefully, Chimera doesn't find a Barong this time. So that, there is no like 5-10 minutes wasted on Barongs. But then again, you can always get a Roche Brute, right? So
yeah.
Who am I to say anything? It's the result that counts. And again,
Paralyze Wand.
That's definitely better than a Money Wand. I think Paralyze Wand is a little bit overhyped, especially when it's cursed. But like I like what Sandy says about Paralyzed Wand, that like you shouldn't build your strategy around this very slim possibility of a monster getting paralyzed. Because it doesn't happen that often. Yeah, of course, it's nice when it happens, but will it happen? It's
What is
more
it?
like
1 in 16 or something like that?
something like this. It wasn't like a very high chance.
Yeah. It has saved me on numerous occasions, though, so I do like it. I think besides the elemental ones, it is my favorite of the lot. Even maybe even better than Life Wand.
Oh yeah, I think Life Wand loses its potency the higher you go to the tower. Okay, Troy is having very, very tough situations because all of these monsters are now looking at you, Troy. What you gonna do? Is it sacrificing Puny?
Could be.
There you go. Unfortunately, Puny didn't survive for long, and now Troy has to depend fully on his inventory. There is an elevator blocked by a... Yeah, there you go. I really like the idea that like you picked up that monster first.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think I would have stepped on a tile where the monster was sleeping. I don't remember fully correctly, but I think monsters cannot spawn on trap tile. So that would have been like one possible tile less for being a trap. Okay, Troy floor 24, Chimera floor 17. There was an elevator on a spin. Chimera technically has a little bit better situation with like 3 Olims, very good inventory, 3 Tamna fruits, and a Hype Crystal, and also still alive Cuny. Surprisingly, she didn't change to water yet. She does have a sea steed. So
yeah, like, and Kuhn's level's good enough to do it, but I think it's defensible to keep Kuhn as fire on picket floors because you want to use him want to deal with them on AI 1, and as such, it'll take much less time to deal with them if Kuhn's not water.
Oh, I fully agree. That is actually like very, very good point.
And we do get to see what's on that floor 28. So get your guesses in. I'm gonna zip it. I'm not saying a thing. I've cursed way too many runners in this tournament by opening my mouth.
We get to see Troy trying to hatch it. We don't get to see the egg content just yet.
It's on hold.
I think that's a moment where you should like continue hatching.
Yes. A lot of people will tell you want to find the elevator before you start hatching. Okay. I think with Garuda possibility, hatch it whenever.
Yeah.
All the way, room, whatever. As long as you're not in danger, just hatch it.
I usually like to hatch at crossings. Crossings give you more often than not a possibility to easily avoid the monsters, even if it's common. And you know, free hatching, right? In the room, you always have to step out of the room, and then monster can always follow you. At the crossings, you've got like multiple paths, as long as the monsters are not coming. And just a Newell.
Well, I know someone's in the chat is excited about that.
Okay, so Cuny's gotta go, and now we're gonna have a Newell boy. And
it's not a bad idea to bring it up.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna pretty much replace Cuny very well. The only thing that Cuny is better at is physical attacks. So AI1 is much harder with Newells. But Newell does have a bonus of pretty much healing you for free. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Also, you can feed them fruit, any herb or fruit, and they will get plenty of MP, so...
True that. In the meantime, Chimera, I think, again, reading our minds, she did go to water Cuny, and she did have to fight a picket being water, so that was definitely harder than being fire. But I think floor 18 is the last floor for pickets, if I recall right. So that... Is it last, or do we have still pickets on 19, apart from 25, of course?
We do have them on 19.
Okay, so Chimera still needs to like suffer a little bit. fighting them pickets. This time Troy is being a little bit addicted to gambling.
Oh no!
Troy,
Don't
Troy,
take care
Troy.
of, dude, please.
Second time you're dealing with. Okay, that was actually a really good movement.
Dealing with fire or wind? Which is it?
Yeah, there you go. Familiar bell. We like that. Nothing amazing, but definitely useful. Kill the zoo and take Barong as a boomerang. Yeah, there you go. I knew that he's gonna do it. He's your boy. You taught him everything. Okay, that's that Mandara is slow.
It slowed down. That's why it probably turned around. That's interesting.
Yeah, you were able to Troy was able to walk away. But one thing that I have to mention right now, Newell is still Newell. It's not Wooga. Wooga was let go.
Yeah, serves me right for not helping out.
Maybe that was also this kind of symbolic situation. I'm being freed from you, Wooga. You're not my sensei anymore. Now I'm after you.
Yeah, let go of the training wheels. We're off.
So, floor 27, 8th floor leads for Troy. Chimera on floor 19, like mentioned earlier, the last floor where she needs to deal with pickets. A paralysis trap. Luckily, it's for the CUNY, not for Ko. Chimera has a little bit of a problem of too good inventory. I think it's time where it's you should start using it, right? Because what are you gonna do with another malicious scroll?
Well, I guess that picket took care of that situation, yeah. Oh, bagging the new yell and then
I think it was for the
money, so.
Yeah, for the juke. There you go, your favorite shield. There it is.
Yes. Oh, and it was a double Manoe, but you get that.
Hello, Speed Gaming 4, with a party of 92. We are halfway through second match in the best of 3 for Azure Dream Start tournament. Troy is playing against Chimera. Chimera won the first match. Right now, Troy has a 8 floors lead with 25 minutes in the match left. If Troy does win, we're gonna have an unfriendly third. If Troy doesn't win, that's gonna be a match, and maybe possibly we'll have a friendly third. But yeah, definitely still plenty to see in this match. It surprises me a bit because if I recall right, let me double check it. Yeah, in 18 minutes we're gonna have another match in the start tournament. We're gonna have 2 matches happening at the same time. It's gonna be Plashy versus Shuzo, and it's gonna happen actually on Speed Gaming 4.
Yep. So lots of Azure Dreams to go around.
You gotta split your attention, people, because both of the matches are something that you wanna watch. What is Troy doing right now? I got a little bit distracted.
There were 2 crystals in the room, so he's trying to figure out.
Yeah, that's a Manoiva. Yeah, there you go. So you
and his blinder ball is out, so. Binding ball, not a bad call.
You can technically fight against that Manoiva. Being water right there. There you go. It's gonna take 3 hits. Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
Yeah. In the meantime, Chimera floor 20 being water, fighting with pesky wind monsters, so definitely Chimera needs to use some of her amazing inventory. It's the highest time for it.
Oh, and she finds the egg too.
Okay. Oh yeah. That's Mule egg. That's the question. Will Chimera decide to hatch it? The possibility of a Garuda is just like too tempting to not do it, right?
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
That could be very bad. Now is Troy is playing with 1 in 8. Will that 1 in 8 kill him?
Yeah, I would have liked to see him use recovery from New Yell.
But that was very scary situation because the more
It's
you
still
play,
scary.
yeah,
Oh no!
there you go.
There you
Troy,
go.
you should have gone the other way around. And that sleep. This is also one thing that I didn't like. Sleep, unfortunately, has a chance that when you're next to the monster can wake up immediately. That's why I probably would have preferred Troy using a Tamna fruit to guarantee that this snowman will not be a problem, and then you would be able to walk away. But yeah, that's it. Floor 28, very similar to what Troy had previously.
Mm-hmm.
And Chimera has much more time than in the last round to get above that, but so does Troy.
Yep. She's in a good spot right now.
Sorry, I'm just trying to like take some notes for the for the interview so that I don't forget to ask these questions about these situations.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, we can see that Troy is re-entering the tower, and it does make sense. Last time he had even less time to do it, and he got to like floor 20 something, so it's only natural. His Wuga is back, Newell is gone, because when we hatch a monster in the tower, we cannot take it back home. So Wuga, you're back in the game.
Yay!
That, like, Troy was trying to say, Wuga, I don't need you anymore. And now, okay, Wuga, maybe you were right. Maybe I still have things to learn.
Maybe I shouldn't have sacrificed you after all.
Yeah.
It was a commendable climb, but I do agree with your assessment of the situation. I think I would have played it way safer there. I think the sleep ball was okay, but definitely use a Tumma instead of the malicious.
You know, this 1 in 8 is 1 in 8 only when you do it once. When you do it 3 or 4 times, that's not 1 in 8 anymore. That's much higher.
Yes.
Although technically, you know, randomness works this way, that it's 1 in 8 in every single attack, but
yeah,
independent
rolls, yeah.
Perception of it is completely different.
Yes, and we did see, I think, 2 consequent hits in one of the matches recently, which would amount to 1 in 64. And that was painful to see.
Happens, unfortunately. Troy again getting medicinal herb and a wind crystal from Gosh, like he did in.
He's not gonna pick up. Yeah, he's not picking up that wind crystal at this point.
Wind crystal not needed anymore. Okay, Chimera is trying to deal with a floor. Bad spawn room, but unfortunately those are wind monsters, so that acid rain will not kill it, but they're already softened enough to be able to deal with them in a single hit, and I presume that was Chimera's goal. Yeah, there you go. I wouldn't walk in front of the block in the room.
That was a little scary. That was a little scary.
But then again, Chimera was picking up Zeus, so I don't think that she's scared of anything at this point. Chimera, don't fight, just step on the elevator. No?
Oh.
We need to get a fight. I guess it's just free experience. Or not.
Unless...
Yeah, there you go. Luckily, that Viper hit Cuny. Cuny is water, so the damage wasn't as great as it would be if Cuny was fire. Floor 24 for Chimera.
Yeah, she's getting closer.
And 4th Olim fruit on the floor. Will she try to pick it up? She does have means to fight with those Vipers. Yeah, just like walk out of the room, fight with Viper number 1, then come back and fight with Viper number 2, and you can have 4th Olim Fruit.
Yep, she's going for it.
And I don't blame her. She has means to get it. Safety, always good. And, you know, Chimera remembers that she won round 1, so she doesn't need to risk anything. Troy is probably the one who is under pressure, thinking like, okay, loss in this game means loss of the match, so I shouldn't try to like push it. And unfortunately for Troy, he did die on 28. He did push his luck there.
Yep.
Chimera already floored 26. What we gonna do here? Okay, fighting the snowman. That would be bad if both of the monsters woke up at the same time.
Yep.
Again, Chimera 2 misses in the row. And
no!
there you go! Commentator
There you
curse again. So again, we've got a match. It always has to be like, you know, very, very dramatic.
This has been a dramatic set for sure.
Yeah. But Chimera's inventory is amazing. She can probably like handle the situation no matter what, even without CUNY. I don't think that we're gonna see a egg hatch because it's too late for it. And again, the inventory is so amazing that why would you like hatch now? She already had so many chances to hatch that floor 20 eggs, so
Yeah, at this point, it's also reasonable to assume that she may have forgotten about the which floor she got it on.
yeah. Actually, let's ask about it in the interview.
Thank you for taking notes for that, Shai.
Oh, I'm taking it for myself because I always forget.
Oh, blind elevator. This is a little bit risky.
A little bit. I don't remember 27th floor, how did it look like? But yeah, Holy Scroll. I think Holy Scroll is the play here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
She's thinking about it.
Would you wait a turn before using the Holy Scroll? Yeah, she was risking it. And I don't hate it because, again, Chimera doesn't have a pressure of needing to win the game. So taking a little bit of a risk here, you know, saving inventory. Because she definitely was able to take a hit. Being level 20, having 82 HP, there is nothing that can one-shot her. Unless she was surrounded by 2 or 3 monsters already on the spawn, right?
That's true.
So the chances for that happening are probably very low, and this risk did pay off. She saved an item. But yeah, this is the time where you start using them Olim fruits. I would keep them blinder balls still for a while, probably.
It's a toss-up.
To me, the idea is that, like, okay, Olim is like helping you at any situation, even at a, like, you know, adjacent tile, right? But you've got 4 of them. And blinder is multi-use item. So if you use the Olim, you technically make a space for another amazing item, maybe another Olim. But if you use blinder, that doesn't free your inventory. So if I have 4 Olims, I probably would have used Olim.
Oh, we're lifting Zeus today, it looks like.
I guess that's a thing.
Shawnee.
I don't know whether Shoni is around, because Shoni is actually doing commentary for the second match, so he's probably preparing it. But that's... there you go! There you go! Did I say something about another Olim fruit? Oh, we gonna give up the egg? I don't know, I would give up the fire crystal probably. Now
we're
gonna
hatching
hatch
the egg. That's the Palumpa.
I think that was just checking the percentage. Yeah. Get rid of the fire crystal. Okay, acid drain ball was used. That's fine. But Chimera's inventory is so amazing that you would want to have such inventory from floor 1 and you would probably be able to get to floor 40. And she has only
Yeah.
13 floors left. Yeah, there you go. Finally a limb fruit. Thank you, Chimera. My prayers have been listened.
I do agree with that, since you have so many. So many Oleum fruits and only the one blinder ball, then it's certainly a good idea to use it. But slow trap is a little annoying, but she can deal with the money, no problem.
Definitely. Oh yeah, Skeef is saying the right thing, that like I definitely should have dropped the shield. I didn't even notice that Chimera is still using a wood shield that I wouldn't have. Okay, leather shield, there you go. But Stream Wand is also something that probably should have been dropped. I fully agree with Skeef.
Yeah.
That Stream Wand doesn't do any justice anymore.
And Chimera's going to 28, so all she needs to do now is get one more floor, and she's in the lead.
And that's definitely not a match yet, because Troy is crazy fast. He's now on floor 11, but it's gonna be much more nicer position for Chimera, because just because she gets to floor 29 doesn't mean that she's stopping her climb. She will continue, and with this inventory, she can go the distance.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised to see her clear the tower with this kind of inventory.
Oh, Troy actually found a Scarlet Wand, so there you go.
Again?
Scarlet Wand. So that's third Scarlet Wand after out of 4 tower climbs.
Yep. What was that I said before? That we've seen an abundance of Scarlet Wands in this tournament?
I don't know. Did you say something like that? That's probably not true.
It could be just me.
Yeah. And there you go, Troy 13. Chimera is looking for that elevator. She does need to get to it. That room looks horrible. Okay, yeah, that is the right time to use the fire crystals. If you have them, use them. There is no reason not to. Then just try to step away.
Yep.
And use probably another fire crystal. That Salamander decides to attack. Attack a Naplas, so those Mandaras will follow. There is a bug in this game that if Salamander gets a level up, the game can freeze. So hopefully that's not gonna happen for Chimera, because that would be the worst possible spot for that happening.
Oh, for sure. I've never actually had that happen to me, so...
Troy finding an egg on floor 14 and hatching it immediately, I don't blame him.
Yeah, at this stage, you're trying to clear 15 floors, and Garuda would take care of that. Maybe. If it plays nice, that is.
Yeah, that is a one-time loss that is definitely good on Troy's side if it pays off. If it doesn't, he was already in a bad situation, so I don't think that that is a bad decision. That is definitely something that he should have done. Chimera
got confused. That's a difficult thing to say. By the Mandara, but again, she has all the equipment.
That inventory thinned out a bit. Oh, it's a U-boat. It's not a bad find. It's
that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And Chimera takes the lead.
There you go. So now Troy is under very heavy pressure. He doesn't know that yet. But, oh yeah, and elevator train, that's something that you don't want to see if you are behind. But of course, Chimera wants to see that. And floor 30, we get to hear that hyped up music that we discussed about in First Seed. And nothing better to hype up the floor than the monsters with 2 axes instead of hands.
aptly named Killer.
I don't know why. I don't get the point. There you go, Beldo hype. First time Beldo. Okay, you played this game so many times, Wooga. Tell me the plot of the game.
I don't know. I just skipped through the dialogue.
Yeah, there is not much to it anyways. Nobody plays this game for a plot. There's this like few sentences of a plot, that's it. You gotta play the game yourself if you wanna learn the plot. We are not spoiling anything here.
No, definitely not.
Troy's on floor 17, 7.5 minutes left. That's gonna be very tough to get to floor 31, or 32 actually.
Yeah, it's certainly looking like a Chimera's match here.
But I do want to see the clear. I really am hoping that Chimera does clear this tower.
Oh, likewise. We always.
no.
Why would you do that?
I think Chimera tried to calculate killer's HP that, yeah, after a single fireball hit, I can kill it. No. No. No matter what you do, no. It's similar to lifting Zeus or fighting Krakens. And there you go. We got an ad in the chat about the second match happening at the same time. Shuzo versus Plushy. So again, I hope that you will be watching both of those.
I only wish I could as well.
I think should Chimera win this match, I think we will give up on the friendly third just so that we can switch to the other match. That is a special situation. Normally we ask our runners whether they do want to do friendly third, but because there is another match ongoing, I presume everybody will want to watch a match with something on the line rather than the friendly third. But of course we'll still do interviews. So okay. Troy is getting a go-up trap, floor 20. Chimera on floor 32.
Man, Troy's re-entries have been kind of insane.
Well, he does have a U-boat now, so that will help a lot. And I see that he's using your strategy of zooming in and zooming out when you're using U-boat. That is always a time gain, right? So I really like him using that.
Yeah, it's a couple of seconds every time you do it, so glad to see it. Meanwhile, Chimera is holding on to a Tyrant.
That is I think last monsters in the tower that you can pick up.
The absolute last, yes.
And that's still actually pretty good boomerang. And they
Yep.
have a little bit of a quirk to their AI that I think you are the one who pioneered exploiting it, because you can juke them in the hallways pretty easily.
Yeah, and even inside rooms, because they're just going to be doing a runaround of the room unless they have a clear way out. I don't know if I pioneered it or not.
Chimera going to floor 33, found a neck. There was also an elevator on a spin. I hope that Chimera did catch it. There is that glacier that you need to get rid of, but yeah, you're far enough. Glacier is not a problem anymore. There was a monster sleeping in that elevator room, but check it. Is it? It's the next room, I presume. Yes, there you go.
Yep,
there is a Tyrant. So, do you risk lifting it or do you deal with it? Now you definitely got.
There's your answer.
Okay, bold. Because if that second lift failed, Chimera would be dead. She would have two monsters next to her. She would have no chance apart from hoping for a miss to survive that. Floor 25 for Troy. Chimera floor 35.
35 in a bit.
I like the idea that she picked up Herb, like
It's the
adding
third roam herb she has.
adding insult to an injury. Oh,
Yes.
that's a room.
Yeah.
What you
Um,
gonna do? Olim and sleep.
I'd probably use. Well, sleep's not bad. I'd probably use binding.
Uh, and Chimera, listen to you.
Well, I
That
hope she didn't, because that would mean she's cheating and listening in on the restream.
yeah, that dragon is still aggroed, but yeah, now blinder. Chimera has 2 blinder balls, so that is the right play. You don't want to be in a situation where there will be another monster coming from another side, so better deal with it sooner than later when you have an inventory for it.
Definitely.
And there you go,
Oh,
floor 27 for Troy. There will be floor 28. He went to the same floor he died on in the first seed. It is crazy.
yeah.
So most probably he's gonna beat that floor.
And I think you may as well go for it. You don't know where your opponent is at any given time, so
Right now, Troy just sacked the CUNY. He doesn't care anymore. He knows that there are 2 minutes left on the clock. He sees an elevator, and there you go. Troy officially
29.
went above the floor that he died on, floor 29. But I think that's not gonna be enough for this match, because Chimera is on floor 35, and 1.5 minutes for this many floors. I don't think that you would have enough even loading times.
I don't think so either, no.
There you go, floor 36. Live fruit. Chimera wouldn't be able to use it anyways because her inventory is full. Again, I don't know whether she's checking the state display. You cannot do anything with the item, or you cannot put it in your inventory when you have it in your hands, like right now.
As we see right here, yeah.
Yeah, but that item should be used immediately. There you go. Maxi is
There's the
her friend
elevator.
right now, but there is an elevator, so there will be floor 37 still below an hour time. Slow, wait until... Oh, slow didn't work. That's good. Okay, it's 30 seconds, 40 seconds till the end of the match, so I understand why that seed was not checked. Other than that, having 4 Roem herbs. Whoa! A little bit too fast, a little bit too fast. Hopefully you do have some spell balls. I don't know how many times that fireball was used, but there was still a charge left.
And at this point, it's fair to say that Chimera has taken the match.
Yes.
2-0.
With floor 37 win, Chimera is the winner of the whole match. Could you mention to our runners, Wuga, that Chimera, if she pleases to, she can finish the climb?
Way
But
ahead of you, buddy.
thank you, sir. And that we will not be doing the friendly third. We'll be doing only interviews. We have a little bit of a problem on Chimera's side. Her stream froze, so let's for now change to Troy's stream. I think within an hour time, Troy got to floor 31 or 32, so that is still crazy.
Yeah, definitely impressive with those re-entries. Unfortunately, oh, there she goes.
Oh, yeah, so Chimera died on 37, but that doesn't matter. Chimera is the winner for this game and the whole match.
GG, Chimera.
Definitely GG indeed. It was beautiful run. I can see Troy already waiting in the waiting room, so we should have him soon. Should have him here soon. Yeah, Chimera and Troy are there, so we should
Probably chatted
have
enough, right? They're friendly.
Yeah. If you have any questions, chat, please do put them in the chat, and we will be asking in the meantime our own questions that we're taking notes for.
Well, one of us has at least.
Well, you probably remember everything that you want to ask.
Sure.
Sure. Don't you want to ask why did Troy got rid of Wooga? Why?
Oh, that's a fair point. I think it's a discussion between the two of us.
Just gonna...
Hello,
And there
Troy.
you go.
Hello, Chimera. Cheese, both of you.
Yeah, GG.
GG.
Amazing display of skills. Really, really hype both of the matches. If you're gonna rewatch it, I'm sure you're gonna go through the same drama as we were watching what was happening. Before we ask our questions, do you have any like fresh thoughts about the match? Maybe let's start with you, Troy.
I'm incredibly frustrated. Like incredibly frustrated. Just there's too many misinputs, and I just don't think I was playing very well at all today. So there'll be a lot to take away from the VOD. I think the first seed was just pretty rough, and I think I just have been playing a little bit on tilt. That's not to take away from Chimera, who I know is already incredibly skilled and genuinely looking forward to watching the VOD back to see what her tower climb was like. But I'm a little bit tilted, I'm not gonna lie.
I think you're being a little bit hard on yourself, Troy, but I understand that. So we will get there. I don't think that like you've done bad job. You've done actually amazing job. But fresh thoughts from you, Chimera, about the match?
I guess I'm a little bit on the opposite side of Troy. I feel like I was playing immaculately today. And there was a point in both rounds where I reminded myself not to think about who I'm going up against and to focus on my own game plan and make sure that I just play the best that I know how to play. And I think that really made my climb why it was so strong, is because unlike other matches where I might have worried about the opponent or thought about what they were doing, I was just like, my game plan, focus.
I can understand that, yeah. Like many times you're playing against the tower, not against the opponent. It's really hard to change your gameplay 180 degrees, right? So you just want to play your stuff, and if it is enough to like beat the opponent, it is enough. If it is not, just smile and try again next time. So I can understand that. But
yeah, plus it's like putting on a performance. So, if you play the way you want to play, it mixes things up.
So I do have some notes about the questions that I want to ask. So first question, because both of you in round one found ice shield and leather shield. And Troy was using ice shield, and so were you, Chimera, for quite a while until you found a leather shield. But Chimera actually at some point dropped that ice shield in favor of steel shield. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Can you tell us why?
Actually was a misinput. I was really contemplating equipping the steel shield, but I didn't want to risk another curse, and I misinputted the equip key, and then it wasn't cursed, so I was just like, oh, never mind, I'll just use it, because instead of having to swap back and forth between ice or take it off for just wind enemies, I could just leave the steel shield on and not worry about microing that and save some time.
Okay, I get you.
That's
So
fair
it was
enough.
time save purposes. Now
I
for
actually have.
Troy.
Go ahead,
Oh
Go ahead,
no! Oh,
Troy.
go ahead, because I've got plenty of questions. So Uga, your turn. If you have a question.
No, I actually had one additional one for Chimera, which is: was it Shawnee who taught you to lift zoos?
No, I just kind of was doing it.
That it's on my
Okay.
list as well.
We were having small heart attacks over here over that, so that's why I needed to ask. Since I do believe you had the inventory to take them out, but you just decided to go for it. Was it just a
I
YOLO
was
thing?
really, yeah, it was kind of a YOLO thing, and my thought process was, I can't lift golems. I can lift zoos. I'm gonna save my fireballs for the golems.
Golems can hit you and not take your whole HP. Zeus can paralyze you, and then you more often than not are dead. So that
Yeah.
is one thing. I don't know. Have you joined community like fast enough? But that is one of the memes in the community um, when Shawnee was trying to paralyze a zoo, and zoos are paralysis proof. And then Zoo barked at Shawnee, paralyzed him, and then Zoo just killed Shawnee like in few hits because he didn't recover from the paralysis. So that is one of the things that we don't leave Zoos. But yeah, that was brave on you because it wasn't only one time. You actually like tried to leave that zoo a few times. So that is a thing. But speaking of zoos, Uh, for you still, Chimera, in game number 1, Troy actually died on floor 29. So when he died, you were behind, I think it was around 10 or 12 floors. And you had like 20 minutes to do it, or was it 15 minutes to do it? And when it was right before 1 hour mark time, you got to that floor 29, but but I think you were actually barked at by Zoo, so you got paralyzed. And because you still had familiar, CUNY was fighting that Zoo, and Zoo was fighting but at CUNY, and your CUNY won. Wasn't that a hype moment?
Yeah. Yeah, it was so hilarious because I got paralyzed. Kuhn was kicking it in the face, and it tried to bark at CUNY like 2 or 3 times and missed. And that's the whole reason that Kuhn took it out.
Yeah, and the funny part is that your CUNY was water, so I was already saying, oh, CUNY's dead. We got not so sure. There is the height advantage, there is this barking, and yeah, luckily for you, CUNY survived. That was a fun moment. But
Well, one of the luckiest moments in the match for sure.
speaking of the 29th floor death for you, Troy, Septic actually pointed out in the chat that like because you were really in the pickle there, right? I think you were like pincered by 3 monsters, was it?
Yeah, so I think I entered the room, the penultimate room, and there were 2 Naplas coming at me, and then I just I shouldn't have picked Kuhn up. I thought I could kind of get down there sort of quickly enough, because I think I knew where the elevator was at that time. So I picked Kuhn up, and then yeah, just ended up being the wrong maneuver.
Yeah, that is one of the things that Septic mentioned, that like if you picked up CUNY and used the tile immunity glitch, and then I don't know, fight with those monsters because you did have some inventory, or just waited out until Earthquake. You had, I think at the time, 18 minutes till the end of the match. That would take you to floor 30, and you would have actually won round 1. Of course, you didn't know that because you don't watch each other's streams, but that was the decider. This match 1 was very, very close, even though like you had such a big advantage in terms of number of floors when you died. But that's definitely a very close game 1 and very dramatic for us.
Yeah, I don't think I would have thought to do any kind of tile immunity. I'm not familiar with its execution. I don't think I've ever done it personally, and I don't think it's the thing that I would think to do in a race like this. Yeah, even with there being like sort of 15 to 20 minutes on the clock, like, yeah, I don't think I would have thought to do that at all.
We did have in the tournament some tile immunity stuff done, I think by Lady Deme mostly. So yeah, that is a possible strategy. We were sort of joking in round 2 when you're calling your familiar Wuga, I guess in honor of your trainer, that like at some point you just sacked that Wuga, I think, in both of the attempts in match 2. And we were thinking that like it's sort of symbolic that like, okay, Wuga, I don't need you anymore. Now I'm coming for you. But I guess there may be still a few things that Wuga can teach you here and there.
I actually have a question for you, Troy, as well. I take it when you hatched the floor 20 egg, you were expecting a Garuda there. You got a New Yell instead. Are you aware of the New Yell's heal spell? Because once you get pincered by the 2 snowmen, and there's that lovely 1 in 8 that you had to go through again, we were thinking maybe you could have used recover your own health. So were you aware of that, or was it just a heat of the moment thing?
It's a heat of the moment thing. As soon as I got pincered, I was playing on tilt. And yeah, just nothing was really crossing my mind at the time. I'm sure I'll look back and kind of reflect on that when I watch the VOD back. But yeah, I don't think... Yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't think I was thinking clearly for most of the runs. Like, yeah, I don't feel like I was playing up to par or like up to standard, really. So...
You say that, but then on your re-entries, on the second match, you got to floor 33 in 30-ish minutes. So again, I wouldn't be too harsh on yourself. That was definitely a display of skill, getting back to the game. Unfortunately, Chimera at that point was just that much ahead, so it was really hard to catch up.
Yeah, if you rewatch the game, you will hear us talking that like, okay, Troy went down. I think in the game 2 it was on 28, and like there was 20 minutes left on the clock. Like, yeah, probably he's not going to get higher than that. And against all the odds, you just did, and that was like beautiful. Like the whole chat was like, okay, Troy's re-entry skills are just scary. It's crazy what you're doing there with this re-entry. Maybe you should just die immediately in the matches and just go with the re-entry.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I just need to get the first run out of the way, because it does seem that like my re-entry doesn't tend to go like a little bit faster. But I think the only reason why it was so successful is because Kuhn was already a really high level, so I could utilize a lot of like A1 strategies that would speed up most light encounters. So yeah, it's a tough one. But yeah,
it's still a skill to be able to do it this fast, even if like Cuny is able to handle himself, so you've got easier times. Executing this kind of stuff, that's not easy. So definitely something amazing. One thing still for Chimera, because like Wuga mentioned, Troy did hatch a 20 floor egg. And unfortunately for him, that wasn't a Garuda, that was a Newell. But you, Chimera, did find that egg as well, but never hatched it. Did you forget that it was 20 floor egg, or did you decide that like, nah, I don't want to commit it? There is little chance that it's gonna be Garuda.
I think I did check that egg in particular because I remember heating it up and it was at like 21%. So I was just like, no, I if I find a truth glass and it's something good, sure. But I was more focused on my game plan and holding on to it as maybe an egg bomb, which I didn't use when I could have at the very end, but it was like an hour mark. So I just kind of was like, all right.
I get that, yeah. Like many of the runners decide that like, okay, floors 11 to 20 eggs are basically too much. It's too much of an advantage to not get a Garuda when your opponent gets one. So you pretty much always have to like hatch it, even though the chance for getting a Garuda is lower than not getting it. So yeah, I can fully respect that decision not to hatch, and in this case it did pay off because it wasn't a Garuda.
It still actually would have probably helped because I lost Kyun at one point, but you never know. You never know.
Oh yeah, if you rewatch, you will hear us like cursing both of you runners, saying, "Oh, you are now in a great position," and suddenly something bad happens. So I'm really
Oh,
sorry for
that's
that.
on you. That's on you, Chai. Don't put this on me.
Hey, share the blame. You could have stopped me. But
Well,
yeah,
we all know who to blame ultimately, anyway.
of course. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the questions that I have. Any closing thoughts that you have on the match?
I think it will be interesting knowing that Chimera and I will be facing again in the semis. From my understanding, anyway. I think this is for me and like my tournament journey. The next two matches being the two people that have beat me 2-0. I think that's. I'm excited for it for sure.
That is
Yeah,
actually.
I was
Go ahead, Chimera.
I was just gonna say that I was looking forward to facing Troy. I was a little bit nervous as well because I'd seen his pretty usually immaculate execution and judgment calls, like very fast decision making. So I was looking forward to it, but I was also like, it's gonna be tough, and it was. He still did good, even though you say you weren't playing at your best. You put up a very good solid run. 33 floors in the short span of second re-entry. I'm not that fast yet. I'm just steady.
It'll come in time though, for sure. I mean that is like probably my PB. I would say like 33 floors in like 20 minutes or whatever. I don't think I'll be doing that again anytime soon. But yeah, there's fun matches regardless.
Absolutely.
But yeah, on that thought, continuing what Troy said, that match of yours right now pretty much solidified the top three in the group phase. So with Chimera winning, Chimera actually will be placed second, and Troy will be placed third. Plashy, regardless of the result of the next match, she will be first in the group phase, and that's not it for the tournament yet, because we will have a second phase of the tournament where we will have a sort of elimination bracket between the top three. It's going to work this way, that first we're going to have a match between second and third place, which in this case will be again Chimera versus Troy. So hype for the next week. You've seen already what they both can do, so I'm pretty sure that the next week match can only be better. And whoever wins that match will win the right to play against Splashy for the win in the whole tournament. So yeah, still we've got 2 weeks of the tournament. Plenty of things to see.
I'm really looking forward to it, especially considering I'm apparently the only one who's taken a round off of Plushie.
That you did. And there is one more thing that I want to mention that Revan actually asked me to mention. After the whole tournament is finished, we're going to have obviously a winner. But in this tournament, every runner has an assigned trainer. And the idea is that we want to see how much runners have improved compared to their trainers. So there will be a quote-unquote secret, although not so very secret anymore, match between the students and the teacher. And we've got a poll right now in Azure Dreams Discord asking whether you want to see the match of only the winner of the tournaments against their trainer, or do we want to see it for all of the runners? If you want to do take part in that poll. There is a link to the Discord. I think Wuga already took care of that. Thank you so much, Wuga. So yeah, please do join and vote so that you can decide what we want to see. Whether we want to see just one additional match for after the tournament is done, or maybe 3 more additional matches, or actually even 6. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it that I have to say. Wuga, anything from you?
Just GG's to both runners. That was a heck of a showcase. I really thoroughly enjoyed watching it. And thank you for doing commentary with me, Chai. It was a pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine, Wuga. Thank you so much. And I concur what you said. Amazing job, both of you, Troy and Chimera. I really loved watching that match and commentating on it. Thank you, chat, for staying with us. Thank you, Speed Gaming, for hosting us. And right now, we should probably quickly jump to Speed Gaming 4 because there is last match in the group phase of Start Tournament with Plashy against Shuzo. See you there, people. Bye.
See you there. Take
Ciao.
care.
See ya.
And yeah, I think that's pretty much it that I have to say.